Hello and welcome this morning to Wake Up Wednesday. I am Jenna from Spirituallysavage Mindset Strategy Coaching, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. My birthday was this week, and I actually celebrated it. I don't normally celebrate my birthday because to me it was just another day, and in the past, everything has kind of been like I shouldn't celebrate myself, like I shouldn't find myself that important. I never have understood those people that like announce it on Facebook early and are like, it's my birthday week and I'm going to celebrate me all week. I just found myself rather insignificant in that way, that nobody should celebrate me that much, not even me. And I was excited because this year I felt like this was one of the hardest years in my life, and I deserved to celebrate that I was still here. I deserved to celebrate that I made it this far. And I deserved to celebrate that I looked and felt so amazing in my life, inside and out. And I really want to invite you, as you grow and change and in your healing journey, that you celebrate yourself and really take time to acknowledge the steps that you've taken, even if they were just baby steps. Because if you look back a year, I imagine that you will see your steps as much bigger strides than you thought they were. So looking back, make sure that you take time and give yourself grace and understand that you may not be where you are, may not be where you want to be right now. You may not be standing in the spot that you thought you would be standing in or hope that you would be standing in at the age that you're in, but you are exactly where you need to be right now for the lesson that you need to get to where you're going. And I want you to understand that your goals may have been too small. You might have been living for the unhealed you. And now that you are much more healed and moving towards being fully healed, you are going to find that the goals that you have are much bigger. So today I actually wanted to talk to you about our attachment to words. And this stemmed from some Facebook posts that I saw for multiple days from different people, because I use different words, and living in the South, we all use different words that I find funny when people find that they're offensive or make them uncomfortable. I babe everybody. I'm like, thanks, babe. Could you move out the way, babe? Even if I don't know you, I'm going to move you out of the way at the convenience store and I say, excuse me, babe, or thank you, hun. It just is what it is. I grew up in the South, and it's just the way that I talk. I find it very odd that people nowadays are offended, and especially when I see women talk about how they're offended when men call them hun or sweetie or darling, or when women are offended by other women who don't know their husband calling them babe or honey or sweetie or darling, anything like that. Because to me, it is a term of familiarity. And we as humans are all familiar with each other. Whether we believe that we know each other in this consciousness or not, we are all of one consciousness, so we all are familiar with each other. And we have so much separation nowadays where people don't feel like they belong, don't feel like they're a part of anything. And to me, those familiar terms should ignite a feeling of belonging, of family, of just belonging to this. It also, to me, ignites a protection and if somebody talks to you like that, I feel like this person cares about me enough that if something went down in that convenience store, they might actually protect me or think about it at least. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying that we have different attachment to words. So I was looking at some of the comments on a post that I saw yesterday, and people were like, it's so rude and it's so disrespectful, and to a woman and to a woman's husband and all this other stuff. And I wanted to tell you that we've talked a lot in these videos about triggers, and that is a trigger. And your triggers tap on you for something that is for you to heal, not that is for the other person to change. So it is not for the other person to stop calling you babe or honey or sweetie because it makes you uncomfortable. It's for you to figure out why that incites so much anger and so much irritation in you. I was highly entertained by the venom and anger that I saw some of these women posting about how disrespectful and angry it made them feel, and how it made them feel less than, and how it made them feel uncomfortable or threatened. And so I just want to challenge you that if there are any words out there or any statements out there that make you feel like that, that is a sign from your gut and from your soul to figure out the root of that and to start to heal it. It is not for other people to change anything. It is for you to change something. I laugh a lot because I have a mouth like a sailor. I make no bones about it. I don't apologize for it because it is who I am. Now, can I tone it down for church and things like that? Absolutely. But when you know me, and when I'm in my house or you at an outing with you, I say whatever I say because it's authentic to me and real to me. I don't have hang-up words. Women have a lot of hang-up words. And it's very interesting to me that when people say curse words or words that people describe as sexist, then people get so like uppity. And it's very, very odd to me because they're just words. And we assign the meanings to words. I've never understood the attachment to the word bitch. Whether you hate me or love me, loathe me, or are completely obsessed with me, if you say the word bitch to me, it has no emotional attachment to me. You could start a fight with me in a club and call me a bitch, and I'm like, all right, you know? And I just don't understand. Some of the women that I hang out with each other, we use that as a term of endearment. We call each other that just for fun. We say it just as a side note. It doesn't matter to me whether I know you or not. If you say that word to me, I have no emotional attachment to it because it's just a word. So all of the emotional attachment and all of the emotional feeling that you have towards a word is about you. It is not about the other person. What the other person says is authentic to them and appropriate for them. If it's not for you, then you can not be around them. But if it incites a very large feeling within you, then you need to find out where that stems from, because that is the universe telling you that that's a trigger for you, and it is a sign to heal something. I actually saw a post a few months ago about how this person did not like how other coaches were using the word slay. Let's slay beliefs. Let's slay, your healing. They didn't like the term savage. And of course, my business is Spiritually Savage, but I was not triggered by that. I was interested in why this person felt that way. And when I messaged her to have a conversation about it, not because I wanted to confront her or because I wanted to tell her she was wrong, I just wanted to find out from her perspective what was wrong. And she told me that the words to her, savage, and the words to her, slay, incited violence. And as we began to talk, I found out and realized that she was from a very violent past. She had been in a very abusive childhood situation. She had grown up to marry a very violent husband, and it was something in her that it poked on it. it poked on it when she heard those words, because all she thought about was that violence. Those words in themselves had nothing to do with her abuse, but she took it internally and it bothered her. Now, I'm going to tell you that there are racist terms like this, that some races will use as terms of endearment or whatever. But if somebody outside that race uses those words, they don't find them to be complimentary. They don't find them to be appropriate. I'm going to tell you that all words are just words. You, as the person hearing them, assign the difference. You assign meaning. The person saying them does not assign the meaning for anybody but themselves. So even if somebody has ill intent towards me, as I said, the word bitch, even if you come at me with ill intent for that word does not affect me with that ill intent. That ill intent is for the person who said it. They had the intention when they said it. It's just like when people overly criticize you, they have the want to overly criticize you. I don't have to accept that. I don't have to take it as that at all. If you say something maliciously to hurt me, that's on you. I don't have to be hurt by it. I choose the way to react and the ways to understand what you're saying to me. Life is really beautiful. And the meaning can be clear to all of us, but in a different way. And that's okay. But when you are actively doing something to separate yourself from other human beings because you feel attacked, hurt, left out, separated from, that is a hurt inside you. You are creating that separation. There are a lot of people that are hurt and have been hurt in the past who say they're left out, or say people treat them badly, or say that nobody reaches out to them. But when you really look at it, people reach out to them all the time and they ignore them, or they're mean to them, or they automatically believe the other person has ill intent, or they're suspicious of them, or they have such high walls that nobody can even get through. It's not other people leaving you out. It's not other people's words hurting you. It's you hurting you. And we have to understand that everything that we experience in this life, everything that we experience in this life, we experience from inside. Things happen to us from the outside. I'm not saying trauma doesn't happen. It absolutely does. But we torture ourselves from inside, not from the outside. We do more damage to ourselves by refusing to heal, refusing to forgive, or being stuck in that place, or just rehashing. I want to tell you something about the brain before we go. If you're an obsessor and you just rehash what everybody says and everybody does, or an incident or an event or anything that's ever happened to you in life, I need you to understand this. Our brain physically changes with how much we rehash something. Why? Because if you ever tried to remember something important, you're walking to the store. We used to walk to the store. We didn't always bring notes with us. When we were little, we walked to the store. We didn't have cell phones to make notes in and stuff. We didn't want to carry the note with us. We were little kids. We'd say to ourselves, bread, cheese, milk. Bread, cheese, milk. Those are the things I need. Bread, cheese, milk, bread, cheese, milk, bread, cheese, milk. You know why? Because the more we said it, the more we remembered it. When we got there, we remembered it. We might have forgot it on the way. But guess what? When you're on the way home, you remembered it. Bread, cheese, milk. The next day, guess what? You might have remembered it. Why? Because you said it over and over and over. The mind realized that that was important for you to remember, and it made that groove in your brain. The more that we rehash something, good or bad in our eyes, the more our brain goes, we need to remember that. So you wonder why the trauma in your life, or that one thing that one person said one time to you, that overloads every good thing they've ever said to you in your life, that one thing, why it comes to mind first when you think of that person, it's because you obsessed about it. And the more you obsessed about it, the more you told your brain, that's more important than the other things that have happened to me. That's more important than what that person has ever said to me. That's more important than anything else. So I need to be able to pull it up and think about it at any time. We physically change our brain with what we think about. So if you are obsessing, let it go. You have to. If you don't want to think about that for the rest of your life, when you catch yourself rehashing it, stop yourself and derail yourself and put yourself on a different track. The more you do that, the more it will tell your brain that's not something that I need to think about constantly. You are training your brain. Same thing with words. Find the root of why that word bothers you, why that person bothers you, why that event bothers you. Find the root and then stop obsessing about it and let it go. Fill your brain with so much healthy things, because it is not about the power of positivity. The power of positivity is not what's going to change your life. Filling your brain with useful things that are uplifting helps you to heal. The healing is what changes your life. It is not just thinking about positive things, just believing positive things will happen. It is retraining your brain to understand that all things are the way that you view them. You control how the rest of your life goes. You control the decisions you make. You control what you think of. You control how you act on things. You control how you respond to things, and you control how you take things when people say them. This week, I want you to really pay attention to the words that trigger you. When you're reading through social media, what are the things that piss you off so bad that you want to respond? What are the things that your mom says that piss you off so bad you want to respond to? Or your family, or your children? What are the things in you that incite anger that your partner says? Look at those things and wonder why they incite anger. What is that root? And start to really identify where your healing needs to start or what you're working towards. I love you guys. I'm so thankful that you watch these videos. I'm getting so many emails and phone calls about how great these videos are and that you're enjoying them. And I want to tell you that I'm just telling you the things that are in my head. I'm just glad that you let me share with you every week. And I'm just thankful to be here. And I hope that what I'm giving you is feeding your soul a little. Thank you so much for enjoying these and for sharing them. I'm seeing so many people share them, and I'm so appreciative of all the new people that I've met because of it, and all the new people that I've had conversations with that are feeding my soul and encouraging me on my journey. Encourage someone else on their journey. Stop telling each other the bad things about each other and start telling each other the one good thing about each other. I want you to stop sleepwalking through your life. I want you to go and find the answers to all your question marks and make your life full of exclamation points. I want you to have an amazing day and an amazing week and an amazing life. And I want you to love yourself so that you can love somebody else. Have a really great week, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.